I have nothing to say really besides thank my family, thank the Lord above for this blessing, and my wife and kids and my family sacrifices for the time here. But you know, and these deer, man, I mean, they get into us, but it's also about that respecting the animal, not just for the size he is, but just for God's creation and what they mean to us. And wow, I had no idea.
Lee.
Oh wow, Josh, dude, that thing, he's so much bigger. He is so much bigger. Oh my goodness.
Can I put my hands on him?
Yeah, man.
Welcome back, guys. Today is December 5th and I found myself in the state of Kansas. Last week's been pretty dang fun. Been down here doing some production work with the guys from the Lindsay Way, and shotgun seasons are open in Iowa, so a lot of us are just waiting for the late muzzleloader season. But this week's all about part 2 of that GQ story, as you saw last week. And if you haven't had a chance to check it out, part 1 was all about the history and the previous encounters with that buck. To say that it was a fun chase would be an understatement, and obviously episode 2 is the culmination of everything. So we're going to jump right into it. There's a lot of strategy, a lot of learning along the way, and just want to reiterate it could not have happened to a better person. Lee Abraham does so much for us at 41 North Media and Midwest Whitetail, and the buck of a lifetime was well deserved. So gonna waste no more time, jump into the hunts, and we hope you guys enjoy.
November, Monday morning. It's a beautiful morning. It's cold and crisp. It's one of the best mornings I've had this year. 26 degrees, west-northwest wind. Josh and I are tucked in this bedding area we hunted 2 mornings ago. This is the spot where this buck GQ came out of last night. This is a typical cruising spot, transition to air between different bedding areas and kind of come together right here. So expect to see some cruising aimed in the morning. Hopefully that buck did not pick up a doe last night. He's still on the move. Works pretty good for calling, but it's pretty tight when they're on you. They're on you. So we're gonna get our backs against this tree, keep our eyes up, and listen for that first little twig to snap. So very excited to see what happens this morning. Well, it's mid-morning. We're in the middle of it here. We have seen just lots of bucks cruising. Several does being bumped around, but several even doe groups, which is kind of a good thing in the seeking phase at the end of the rut. We want those bucks to come and try to find those last does. And we've seen, I don't know, 8 or 9 different bucks, and they've all been kind of coming in single file, either together or one at a time with their nose to the ground. We had a 5-year-old 9-point make a rub on a post behind us with just snot dripping out of his nose, and he was pretty run down, so he's been hard at it. But again, no GQ. He's got to be close, whether he's with the doe or not, but I think he's probably by himself, seeing the fact that we've had other mature bucks not with does. But we have some weather coming in and precipitation, whether it's going to be snow or sleet or kind of a wintry mix. But got some rain behind us. I'm not sure what the afternoon holds, but I think this is maybe our last little go at it before we have to make a decision on what we're going to do next.
Good morning, guys. November 24th, a very rainy morning, and unfortunately that has me tucked into a blind. Lee is toughing it out about 90 yards away in the same tree that we've encountered GQ twice now. And where we're at with this buck, we encountered him on the 22nd by himself. We figured that was the day he was going to be off his doe. Sure enough, he was, and we ended up rattling him up. And unfortunately just didn't get a shot. Well, yesterday we sat in the morning in the big timber hoping that we would catch him, looking for his next doe. But by the time that the day ended, Lee actually made his way last hour to this blind. It started to rain and snow yesterday, and so I decided to stay home and do some work. Well, he saw GQ pop out of these beans with another doe. So we know he's locked down, unfortunately, again. But that being said, with these rainy conditions, we know he's not too far off of this long bean field. This is his core. I mean, I filmed him 3 or 4 different times from this blind last year. We filmed him twice from the tree right over where Lee's sitting in. And what we're hoping is, as you can hear, it's still raining, that in breaks between this rain, that doe will come to this green food source, and hopefully he'll be right behind her. So it's I don't know, Lee's grounding it out. There's no other way to put it. We've got a bunch of deer moving. I mean, we've got 10 does and a small buck in the beans. I'm actually watching another one pop out of the same bedding that GQ did with his doe the other day. That's a little buck, it looks like. So deer definitely on their feet. I mean, unfortunately, so far, they've all stayed in the middle of those beans. And haven't made their way to the greens, but time will tell. Like Lee said, we ain't gonna kill him at home, and I want nothing more than for him to put this deer on the ground. He deserves it. That's what happens in it.
We're back into a familiar spot, back on this this ridge, this feeding destination ridge. It's the afternoon of the 24th. As you can see, it's less than ideal for a camera or for deer movement. But yeah, we've seen this deer on this ridge 3 separate evenings. So we know he's comfortable here. He keeps finding does and bedding pretty close and feeding here out in the open, which he feels pretty safe because again, he can see, he can get on the downwind side of the wind and protect himself. But he has been relatively active and in daylight. So we had this encounter with him 2 days ago here at about 45 yards. And again, the goal is he knows with that doe, it's been less than 48 hours, he's probably still with her. I'm thinking about a couple possibilities. Either one, she comes to this green. We had a couple of does on here earlier today on this green source, that they are coming here. And then two, the other thing last night that I think was possible watching the interaction is if that buck, another buck gets in the right area, they can easily push that doe and that buck this way, or push the doe this way. They can just by accident. So if they covered a pretty good range yesterday, just pushing those bucks away, and that would give a shot opportunity. Just that alone, if we get lucky. And with this deer, it's going to take some luck with any situation. So that's our goal. We've got a great wind tonight. It's in our face. It's been the best one we've had for this set, and that gives me a lot of confidence. And the rain, you know, it's a negative as far as deer movement, but it has been raining all day. So if we get a little bit of break, I mean, or even if it's going to rain through the night, so we got to feed at some point. So there are lots of possibilities, but ultimately you got to be out here. You got to be where he is, and you know, I mean, it's never a bad day to be in a tree in November, no matter what the conditions. So we're going to get after it. We did see some activity with that little break in the weather. Saw that big 3-year-old we call baby crabs come across. Again, he was seeking for a doe. Saw 2 other 2-year-old bucks and several little small doe groups, but not a mature buck, and definitely not the target of GQ. We have maybe 10 minutes left, and we're gonna keep our eyes up. If we see anything else, we'll bring it to you.
Just heard some grunting right over this hill. Haven't seen what buck it is yet though. Yeah. Here comes that doe. Got him, Lee. Walking back to the left. Good girl must be in the draw. All I can see is his rack. Oh my God.
Okay, it's the morning of November the 25th. We have got the decoy out this morning. This deer has been so visible the past 4 days, in the evenings at least, on this plot every time on this field. It's about 5 acre standing bean field. There's no way to get closer to him. I mean, he's in a protected spot. That's why it's there. The hills drop off so steep, you just cannot get to him. So the option is getting closer to us. He was with that doe last night. If he's still there with that doe, hopefully they come up to feed. He tries to fend off this buck. If he's by himself, I think it gives him a much better chance. If he's topping this hill just looking for more does or cruising, he's going to look at this plot. But if he sees nothing in it, he's going to keep on moving. So this gives him a reason to come check this decoy out and look for a possible doe and estrus. So I feel much more confident with the decoy than without it. And we're going to probably try for a few hours. The rain just stopped around 7 o'clock. It's still kind of drizzling. If this doesn't work, we're going to try a midday move, probably go to the timber, and then maybe back here this evening. It's the afternoon of the 25th. We are back on this this bean ridge. It's about noon, maybe 12:30. We tried to access that that bedding ridge around noon once the rain finally broke. It's been raining for about 48 hours now, off and on. But on the walking in, it was bumped a couple of does. We just said it wasn't worth the risk. At the same time, I got a text from a friend saying he had seen several deer feeding in the beans in noon, so we know that buck is, he's obviously been here forward out of the last 4 evenings, so why wouldn't we sit here? We got the decoy again to try to bring him in again. He's going to be probably checking for new does or with that same doe, and hopefully this buck will be either a threat or we can call to him. He'll have a visual to trigger on, so that's our plan. Obviously pretty confident we're going to see him, hopefully. If we do, we're going to do all we can to get him within bow range. Walking away. Huh? He did not? Keep going? Huh? Yeah, that's good. Josh caught GQ coming up out of the bottom, about 200 yards to our north, directly upwind from us. He was kind of quartering away, and so with the decoy we hit the horn, trying to get him to kind of check this thing out, to get him at least coming our direction. He did make his way up to the top of the ridge on the far end of this field, and then kind of disappeared. So I don't know what he was interested or just curious, but he wasn't charging for sure. So I'm not sure how to take that right now. But at least his curiosity's up there. We kept him going the other direction. So we got a lot of evening left to hunt. So I think we know there's a chance he's going to probably pop out somewhere again. Hopefully he's trying to get downwind of us maybe, and then come back in, or he's just going to look for another doe. But we still got a couple hours left till sunset. So anyway, GQ 47, Lee 0. out. All right, 3 o'clock, we're gonna make a move to a plot I call Digits Plot. That's where I killed last year, but this buck GQ has been there in between does. He's been there between does on 2 occasions at a rubbing post before on an evening set. So we're gonna get down, scurry over there, climb up and see if we can catch him coming there before dark. He's headed that general direction, so hopefully he's checking a few bedding areas before he gets there and gives us some time to get set up. So head that way. Here he comes, here he comes, here he comes. He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. Come right down the same way they came in. Herb! Herb! I know. He crashed hard. Hit him right here. God, we just shot him. The shot was back when I stopped him, but he crashed not 25 yards from us into a ditch and never came out. I don't know what to think.
We just got here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. We ran over here in the truck, made it mad, dashed down this hill, got set up, saw a coyote. We hadn't been here 20 minutes, 15 minutes, and we just really got settled in. And I told Josh, I was like, I think that guy was pushing some Aronas down, these 2 Aronas came down with their flags up. I look up and he's behind them. Unbelievable, I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking.
Drone back. No.
That's what I'm saying. And walk up to the edge.
With me, drone back.
Yes.
I want him to see me and get up.
Exactly. That's kind of my thought. I have nothing to say, really, besides thank my family, thank the Lord above for this blessing. And my wife and kids and my family sacrifices for the time here.
But you know, just a blessing to come down that hill and to put in a shot, and for that to be a lethal kill like that. I mean, it's just let's go get our hands on him.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Wow. Wow. I had no idea. Oh.
We got so lucky coming here.
That's just Lord taking care of us, son. Dude, Josh. Fix that. Well, happy Thanksgiving. A lot to be thankful for on this day with family and friends and this guy here. A lot of luck involved, and I'm just humbled that it worked out like this, and grateful that I didn't have a wounded animal. But very grateful, and you know, to this farm, this piece of dirt, you know, it didn't come easy. I wanted to go with this farm, and this means a lot to me, but also the memories of my wife killing a deer last year and having the kid recover it. My brother-in-law, Tim Allen, as you saw a few weeks ago. That's truly joy and truly a blessing, and it's hard to put an emotion to. Starting back to yesterday morning actually, we got up and had the rain coming down still, trying to get that break in the weather, and we didn't encounter him. Went back and dried out, going to do a midday sit. You know, Josh saw him over his left shoulder, working up a draw, and he was a couple hundred yards away. We had the decoy out. We did try to rattle. I rattled behind the tree so he wouldn't see me, and I couldn't get my eyes on him, but as I rattled, Josh was able to watch him.
Yeah. I mean, he got interested, and it kind of appeared to us that he might make his way up the hill, and he started to work up, but eventually he made his way actually pretty dang close to where he'd been sitting all those mornings and had those really good encounters with that tight 9-pointer, that really mature buck, the baby crabs deer. And instantly, you know, we kind of just started talking like there's not a chance he's coming back. And so that became the back and forth of like, well, let's make something crazy happen and make a move.
And in my experience with big deer, mature deer, if you see them and you got a shot, you better take advantage of it, because that may not happen again. I've always been trying to be very aggressive when I do see them, whether wisely or not, how they work out. But I think it's, especially when you're on a short vacation, that kind of thing, is you got to be aggressive when, and then Josh can tell you about our move.
Yeah, I mean, like, so Lee and I right away, what's the natural thing we're gonna do? You know, where we saw him work towards, he had to have gone, you know, within eyesight of the stand that would be sitting the past few mornings. And so naturally, that's your gut. Let's go right there. We'll try to catch him coming back through that gap and heading to those beans that he's done for the last 4 days. But for some reason, you know, as we're talking about that, I thought to myself, well, what about the digit plot? Every time that he's broken off a doe or has been alone searching for does the past 3 weeks, why not give that a shot? He's alone, he's searching, and it's always in the afternoons when he's there. I mean, as you saw, it was chaos. I mean, there's literally no other way to explain. The first thing that I heard Lee say when this all happened was the coyote's pushing the does, because we had just seen a coyote come. And so I'm kind of lackadaisically just sitting there at the camera filming these does go by, and then I hear him say, there he is. And I'm like, oh, okay. There's the coyote, sweet. And then I hear, it's him. And so instantly I'm like, oh no, it's him. That was the craziest thing I've ever been a part of. You know, for me, always like, oh, be safe. But yeah. I learned so much from Lee this last week. You know, every move we made, everything, he called every shot.
Humbleness, gratefulness, thanks to my wife, my kids, my family, thanks to Josh for, I mean, there was a couple mornings, you know, even last hunt that, I mean, the guy slept an hour, 30 minutes because he was editing all night. I mean, this guy, I appreciate what he does for y'all. He loves bringing these stories to y'all, loves bringing them to life, and you don't understand how much he does in the wee hours of the morning to get the best product, to tell the best stories, to give the best appreciation to these animals and to the guys behind them. I mean, all the staff. I mean, the hours that go into it, the extra, you know, the extra backpack, the extra setup, the missed opportunities because he wasn't on camera. Yeah, it wasn't always. We got each other straight a few times. We didn't always agree, but that's just a relationship when you're in the tree together.
Yeah, no, it was one heck of a week that I know neither of us are ever going to forget. You know, it's like I said, not a person that could deserve it more. Appreciate you, Lee. I appreciate you guys watching and supporting us at Midwest Whitetail. You know, we're very humbled and proud to be able to continue this legacy for the years to come. And, you know, it's, like you said, it's just a true blessing to be able to sit behind an animal like this. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you guys have had a great season. And we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks, guys. God bless.